Today I would like to address a dilemma called the Gundam dilemma. And if you guys do not know what's the meaning, look at all the free shit that I got. I know, humble brag, lots of all these cards. It's not for children, or back in the day, in the 80s, 90s, children loved to buy cards to play. Not in the way of smoking and got 5 cards here, poker, not that. But in terms of making it like fold in the middle, so it'll be like this, right? Then you have to use your hands, both hands, to on the floor, you know, put it on the floor. How many cards you want to put on top of each other is up to you. The more you put, the more risk you get. I think the opponent, your challenger, and you have to put the same amount of cards, right? So how do I demonstrate? I can't use Zizan Rawak. That's why when I went to this GT3 launch of that car thing at Zouk Club, it was so familiar. Have I ever seen him before? Unknowns to me that I have a card of him here, Zizan here, the Raja Lawak, or King of Comedy. I've seen him many times before in adverts and whatnot, many times for over the years. So I get a feeling that he is actually the comedy guy, or the guy with the laughs or something like that. So it's nice to meet Mr. Zizan Rawak. But that's not about him. It's about old games back in the 80s and 90s. Nowadays, everybody has a smartphone, iPads and whatnot. As young as 3 years old, 2 years old, my nephew Gabriel is playing with the iPad. Of course, it's protected by some weird rubber thingies in the shape of some kind of monster. The red and orange monster. This monster is dead because it's red in color. It's got blood all over his body and is lying face down. This is still alive. So we got lots of cards stacked on each other, and we have to use our hands to like smack, you know. How does it? I don't remember playing all these things, because back then you might think, oh, they're playing for used up spent 11th Street coupon cards, eh? No! You do like this, you know, just smack on the floor and it will like go like this and you win. How many cards is facing like this, you win. Just because of the force of the wind, it just like this. Did not overturn, you don't win anything. So the more you stack up, the more risk versus reward you get. If you smack the floor, there's a lot of wind, carries the card, overturns it, you win all the cards. And the cards in question is normally associated with something on TV, which is like cartoons, like Thundercats back in the day, maybe Mask, Transformers, maybe. Back in the day, there's so many like. This vlog has turned from Gundam dilemma to games of the past. What was I thinking? Oh, you know, besides playing all these cards with all these cartoon cards, you can buy the cartoon cards maybe in foil stickers. And talking about foil stickers, or back then there was no foil stickers. There were, you know, nowadays you look at those stickers, people are playing those what I call Magic the Gathering cards, or some similar games from Taiwan or Japan, or from Malaysia itself even. I think they're producing some games. So you see a lot of these shop lots. They have all these hobby shops. Hobby shops need to survive, so they go for the latest. Oh, this girl's cute. Who's that guy? Fuck him. But that girl in the blue, ooh, damn, cute. Although she has a bit of a buck teeth, I mean long teeth, when you very dangerous. She might have some gag reflex, and I think she looks sexier without the helmet. Oh, give me some shots of your armpit. Did you shave today? Are you gonna see some stubble? Fuck! What am I saying? Oh. So gag reflex cat with such sharp teeth, long teeth. Even if she's very sexy with the long teeth, she might sever your cock. Back then there was like you know, the cards is inside some paper. Yes, paper packaging. Nowadays you see all those 2000. Love it when girls wear singlets, especially when they have like C cup or D cup. This one not so sexy actually. I don't like all this things, floral dresses and whatnot. I prefer singlet. Singlet is very sexy. These, so and sports bra. Ooh, I love sports bras. Not to wear them, but to look at the pretty girl who's wearing them. So the paper packaging for the cards inside is paper, so you tear it. Nice times, great times. Back in the 80s and 90s, we had some card collection. Not the cards where you play and wager with your friend and bet on how many cards you can get from the fella. Of course, you're destroying the card itself because you have to like maybe not in the pyramid like way. You have to like fold it so that there is some gap below, so the wind can push it above and overturn it. Hopefully, ooh, I think she's like Caucasian mix. Damn, what's the size? Huh? B cup, I think. Need more information and pictures for research purposes. Research. So, what was I saying? So it's not only a pyramid that you're making out of the cards. You're also like bending it like so. When you bend it like so, like a parabola or something like that, you put on the floor. When you pop the wind, pop the floor, the wind goes in front of it, in front of your pop or your clap on the floor. The wind will push it, and this one here might overturn. So it's not only like that you do a pyramid, you can like make it bendy, the cards bendy. So besides playing all these things, there were cards with stickers on it, and you buy the book. It's a company by the name of Panini, Panini. I remember. I think it's from Italy. Panini. There were Transformers, and the good cards were foiled. That means there's a picture of the Transformer, and around it, the background will be some foil thing. It means it's like color of a rainbow in squares, but in the squares there's a round thing, and the round thing is like very rainbow colors, hologrammy things. So it's it's all the same pattern, but it's all foil. That means it's something like mirror, but not really mirror. There's also some cards that are really mirror, like the Transformers. I remember Transformers, there's the mirror cards. So those were awesome. You get the whole like book. There's a very big book. What size? It's the size of an LP, I think. LP means the vinyl. I know if you are younger than 20 years old, I don't think you know what's vinyl, unless you live in Britain. Back in the year 2005, I went there, and people were buying vinyl in the stores. I was thinking, what the fuck? Are you crazy? Aren't you like CDs and something, or DVDs? Like in Malaysia in 2004, we are selling CDs and VCDs and DVDs. Pirated, of course. Huh? In Britain, are you still in the Stone Ages? You're still collecting vinyl? This one's for the connoisseurs. They think that the music is better on vinyl. The needle, you want to hear the impurities to give it a more coffee taste or a bit more earthy taste. Don't ask me. It's like asking a wine person, what does it taste like? Is it dry or is it wet, this wine? Then I look at myself, or my inner voice would be thinking, it's wet, motherfucker, it's liquid, it's wet. Dry or not, you're fucked out of your mind. So, oh god, it's like feng shui. Stupid people believe in stupid things. So, what was I saying? The foil stickers, oh, so pretty. You get the whole book, right? If it's filled, I had never done this before. Can you send the book to some address in Malaysia or whatnot? In Selangor normally, Selangor Darul Ehsan. This is Selangor, okay. PJ is in Selangor. PJ is a place in Selangor. Kuala Lumpur, which is the city centre of Malaysia, is in Wilayah Persekutuan. Wilayah Persekutuan is a small little area within Selangor. Confused? Look at the map. You might understand it. Might. I'm not sure. It's actually, if you look at it, you know it by words. You say, this place belongs to this place is in this place, blah blah blah. But if you look at the map, maybe it's more clarified to you. But if you like express it through words, you're fucked. Something like Okay, there's no analogy or sample to reflect what I'm trying to say. So, wow, all those old games. Then we play Guli, Guli. Those are the marbles, you know, to buy the marbles. You make a circle and a line far away, and you stand behind the line. You put all your marbles that you want to gamble into the circle ahead. Then you go behind the line. Wait. Actually, there are two lines. One in front of the circle, one in front of somewhere else. You throw the Guli near at the other line. The opponents, they have to throw near the line. If your Guli or your marble crosses the line, you are last. If you are nearer to the line, nearest to the line, you are the first to go. So you put all your Guli or marbles on around or inside the circle. Then you go behind the line. You throw your marble. Marble hits the marbles in the circle, and when you are up, that means if it's your turn, whatever marbles is outside of that circle is yours after throwing. So if you hit a lot of marbles and they all went out of the circle, you get all the marbles, okay? You get the marbles. This is another example that is better that you play it, then you understand it. If I explain it to you, you are fucking confused. In one ear, out the other. So, there are so many games. Back then, we don't have iPads or smartphones. We don't have any like programmed computer games at all outside of the house. Because back in the 80s and 90s, my auntie, who, God rest her soul, she's still alive, okay, but she's in a home because she has Alzheimer's. Fuck, man, if you get Alzheimer's, fuck. Oh, fuck, man. I do not know what it feels like to have Alzheimer's. You don't remember anything. You might lose your functions to piss properly, or maybe you drink out of the toilet bowl. I don't know how they feel actually. It's actually making me want to cry or tear up because my auntie has Alzheimer's. I do not know how she feels actually. Fuck. But as a normal person looking from the outside, it looks terrible. You know, it's like a disease that affects you emotionally. Even though it does not happen to you, it happens to somebody, and that somebody is deteriorating, and you feel fucking sad, but you can't do anything about it, except if you kill her, okay, with poison or whatnot, something that's humane. But you don't know what she feels like, what she feels inside. Maybe she's oblivious, don't care, life is happy, don't give a shit type of attitude or thinking, if she ever thinks at all, because inside the brain it's all getting mushy already. It's all fucked up because of some kind of protein that's destroying all the brain cells. It's disrupting the neurons. Those are the cells, disrupting the electrical circuits that powers the whole brain, destroying the myelin. That's the fat around the neuron. That the fat is actually a anti-electricity or anti-conductor. So the pulses inside the brain in the form of electricity gets bounced from one is in a, let's say, a tunnel, right? And the tunnel is lined with lots and lots of myelin, which is fat. The electrical signals pop, bounce, and from one neuron to another neuron. So the brain that's how the brain works. The myelin has been destroyed, and everything gets fucked up. All the wiring is fucked up in the brain. That is Alzheimer's, and they don't have a cure for it. It's most likely irreversible. If you have Alzheimer's already, you are fucked. There is nothing you can do about it. You can slow it down, maybe, I'm not sure. There are medications for it. They can slow it down, but it's like a death sentence already. And after a few years, you die. How that works, I'm not sure. Maybe you become a zombie first, a living zombie, then you die. Fuck, man. Alzheimer's, man. Fuck. That's the worst thing ever. If you go into Reddit, what's the worst thing that can actually scare the fuck out of you? Always the the top answer will be Alzheimer's. Because you look at the people with Alzheimer's, you'll be thinking, fuck, man. If I get that, fuck. Eventually I'll become a fucking zombie. Just think about it. Would you like to be a zombie if there was such a thing as a zombie apocalypse? No, right? Look at them and rotting here and rotting there. Similar to Alzheimer's. Okay, they are conscious. They know they are still alive. Of course, the zombies are dead. They have only motor function. The brain is dead, so it's like instinct. How that works logically does not compute. If you think about it biologically, or if you are a brainologist or a neurologist, there's no such thing as a brainologist. Okay, I always like make shit up. In the background, you hear some violin. That's a soundtrack to Attack on the Titan season 1. Season 2, I don't think the soundtrack is out yet. I don't think so. So basically, the season 2 of Attack on Titans is similar to the first season, so might as well get the OST or original soundtrack of the first season of Attack on Titans, aka Shingeki no Kyojin in Japanese name. Don't use Attack on Titans when you're doing a video on Attack on Titans, because Attack on Titans is hated by the YouTube masters or the programs, because the programs think Attack is not good, demonetize the video, something like that. So Alzheimer's, fuck. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But you can't stop it, you can't help it. Some people say, oh, you should drink a bit of wine every day, maybe 1 cup. Exercise more, think more, engage in some activities that makes the brain function. Learn a new language. You open up areas in your brain. You won't deteriorate. All these things, maybe it helps, maybe it just like makes it slows down the rate of deterioration of the brain, because after you are like, I think 30 years old, or is it 25 or 20 years old, after when you reach that peak, your brain has stopped growing, it's stopped making neurons, because that's why when you're older, after you're 25 or 30 years old, your brain is not that malleable, not that easy to get information, and when that happens, it's very hard to learn a new language. You keep on forgetting the things that you want to remember. When you're like 4 years old, 5 years old, that's the time, that's the fucking time to actually learn stuff. Learn. If you have a brilliant child, let them learn as much as possible, because 4 or 5 years old, that's the time that they are a sponge. It's like a new fucking hard drive. When you get a new hard drive, you'll be thinking, I'm gonna fill this with porn, lots and lots of porn. That's me thinking, but you might be different. So it's a new hard drive, everything's new, and you put stuff inside there. Nice, good. So child's brain is similar. It's all empty. It wants information. That's the time to kid it with languages, maths. Maybe maths is you don't want to make a child hate maths, right? Give him piano or violin if he likes it, or guitar. Guitar is cooler. Get girls, they fuck. You get grandchildren when they are only 18 years old. That's for the win, right? Hopefully he has a job. Hopefully basic income is already a reality at that time. You become grandparents at 18 years old. You'll be thinking, oh fuck, I'm old already. But you get to play with small little babies. Because when you were working, if you are working, when the basic income is not a reality yet, you have no time for your children. That's why grandparents, they love children. When they were taking care of their own children, when they were working from 30 to 50 years of age, they don't have time for their children. They don't have time to play with their children. That's why grandparents want grandchildren, because grandparents have nothing to do. They're already retired, or maybe they have like vested interests in investments, in housing and whatnot, or they are doing some care work or volunteerism because they need to fill their fucking time before they die. Because the time that they retire is the time that they die, unless they do something about it, like doing some interesting things, pursue their interests, instead of just staying at home doing fuck all. So they want grandchildren. They have a lot of time. That's the time to give them grandchildren. They will love them to bits, and that's good for you too, because your father can take care of the fucking kids. And the cycle repeats itself. You don't have time for your kids because your kids is with the granny or grandpa, or with the child carer, or at the kindergarten, or at school. You don't have time to experience them growing up. And you will long for a grandchild when you have children. It's a cycle, man. It's like war. Never changes. War. never fucking asshole motherfucking changes. I don't think that is the right quote for the quote thing uttered by Ron Perlman of Pacific Rim fame, of Beauty and the Beast TV series back in the 80s fame. Was the Beast of lots and lots of movies, most like notably Hellboy. He was Hellboy, the red fella with this like a Hellboy. He's Ron Perlman, okay? Hellboy fame. 2 movies, okay? Directed by Guillermo del Toro. Wait, I think if you want to like give a girl cunnilingus, she'll appreciate it when you like try to enunciate or speak or utter Guillermo del Toro's name. Guillermo del Toro. It's like a MG. It's a machine gun on her clit, if you can find it. It's under the hood, okay? Not the car, it's under the hood, her hood. Peel it out and you see a little bean. Of course that bean is most delicious. But spray it with a bit of chocolate first before you go in. Or go down under. Because if you are Japanese, then you love the scent of the vagina. Because Japanese people love sushi, right? Sushi is fishy. Fishy is what you smell down there. With a bit of urine. If it's crusted urine on the vagina, then ask her to wash herself or take a shower or go and bleach yourself or Clorox yourself. So, what was I saying? Alzheimer's, very bad. Hate it. Grandchildren, good stuff. Gundams, actually. Back to Ghoulie or marbles, childhood games. Back in the 80s, the computer was like beginning to happen already. Internet is still dodgy. I remember playing like Captain Goodnight on the Apple II. I'm not sure it's the Apple II or IBM, I'm not sure. The floppy disk is huge. I remember back then, wow, so many things. Ultima. Not online, before. Ultima 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I remember King's Cross. I remember some kind of wrestling game. And I do remember playing some chess game that unlocks a dirty picture. Oh my god, back then it's very difficult to find dirty pictures because the advent of the web wasn't around yet. You had to like earn your keep or earn the dirty pictures from some chess game or some Tetris game. No idea. Porn was very, very hard to get back then. When you see a Playboy book, oh fuck, it's like heaven. Nowadays you can just buy it anywhere. Well, I'm talking about not Malaysia. Malaysia, of course, is fucking Muslim country. We have to restrict our sexual needs. That's why there are a lot of terrorists around. I'm not talking about Malaysian terrorists. We don't have many of them unless it's a political one. There are a lot of political terrorists. You look at the UMNO fellas or the fuckers outside. They speak a lot, you know. They are political terrorists in the sense of they speak, but they do not mean what they say. It's just like they want to rile up the people, and it's like they are too much into the internet. Political terrorists, they are called, or I'll say, because they speak out of their asshole, does not make logic at all. They are just shit talking. Can't like do whatever they say. If they are able to do whatever they want to do, whatever they say, that means we have another Hitler happening and the Holocaust later on. There are not many Jews around. Only Jews around might be the Chinese and Indians. So fuck. It would be terrible to actually try to bake stuff in the oven in some concentration camp. It's going to end up as the bread, right? So, or take a shower. Not in the sense of you go and pick up the soap and some guy enters your anus from behind. Not that type of shower. The shower where they gas you. Not the type of gas which rich men have inside the shower room. They push steam and open up your pores, and it's presumably good for health or something like that. Not the steam room thing. I'm talking about gas with poison. That's the type of shower or gas shower that once you go in, you actually will be on the floor, and somebody has to pick you up, put you on a lorry, go somewhere far away into a man-made hole, throw your corpse down, burn it, ash everywhere, smells like barbecue, yum yum. You get hungry, but you realize it's actually human remains or human smell that you're smelling. The grease, the fat, that barbecue, delicious pork-like pork belly, roast pork belly. That's human. So something like that. Why am I talking about Holocaust? Something. Oh my god. Gundam dilemma. Let's go back. Or do I have to do some like computer back in the 80s? King's Cross. I remember going to Yik Fung in Ipoh, right? There's a place called Cheong Computer. I'm not sure whether you know that or not. You have to be very specific. You have to be my age, living in Ipoh. You know Yik Fung. Yik Fung Cheong Computer. 4th floor, same floor as No Hut. No Hut used to be on the 4th floor, but now they are somewhere else. I'm not sure where. I think it's near Paksan Grand. They were in Paksan Grand, or aka Ipoh Parade, but they have moved out of Ipoh Parade. They are now near, I think it's next to main convent, at the shop lot that used to be a lawyer's place because it's black granite outside, black marble. I think they relocated there. I haven't been in Ipoh in a long time, less than a month, so I'm not sure about the specifics of it. No Hut, I think, is there. No Hut reminds me why No Hut is special is because I wasted all my money on comics, American comics back then. Back in the 80s and 90s, we thought, oh, comics is a good investment, but they were printing it like toilet paper and discard. So scarcity versus value. Their scarcity was low because they printed a lot, thousands and thousands and millions of copies. So that's why if there's a lot of supply, the value of it is going to be just like the cover or cheaper. So it won't go up. It's not an investment, it's a waste of money. So I remember wasting my money in No Hut, but that fostered a love for artwork. I do draw, but not now. I'm too busy. John Computer. Back then I remember buying some kind of wrestling game. Inside a plastic bag there will be a booklet. Yes, we have booklets back then. Of course it's copied, okay? It's easy to copy back then. Today we have DRMs and digital rights management thingies. It's hard to copy or install a game without some keys or something like that. So back then you just buy floppy disks, is huge. They put in your computer, install, and you are there. And remember back then, since there are some booklets, right? Or like Chong Computer copies all this, or copy the original game. The original game is in a box. The box has sometimes maps, which in the form of a cloth. Wow, glory days back then, right? You want to get the cloth map. Nowadays, fuck it, you have to go to eBay to buy the past games. I'm talking about modern games. They don't give you maps already in the form of cloth. They give you statues normally in a big box. You have to pay premium price for the premium edition in a big box with the statue of the hero. For example, Witcher or Call of Duty Soldier, something like that. Not sure. So back then, the original games were in boxes, flat boxes. Wing Commander 4, remember Wing Commander 3, all these in boxes. Original games, very expensive. That's why we buy the pirated ones, the ones that are in plastic bags with a booklet that is photostated. Inside the booklet is all like photostated, no color in it. I think the original does have color. So you'll be lucky if the booklet, the pirated game has color outside. And they know, okay, the game makers of America or Britain or whatever back in the 80s, they know that in Asia we can't afford it, so we are pirating it. They just like copy. It's easy to copy, no DRM onto floppy disk. So they improvise a way to make like a code, like a password. So when a game is being booted up in the computer, it will ask you password. Oh my god, it makes it more difficult. It's like all this, that's a precursor to DRM or digital rights management. It's another fucking gate you have to go through just to play the fucking game. This is not making the game enjoyable. So CD Raid Project, who did the Witcher 1, Witcher 2, Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is arguably the best game of 2016 or 15. One of the best games. They do away with all this DRM bullshit. They don't have a Steam client or some kind of like a Origin client where you have to put up that stupid program just in order to fucking play the game. There are so many gates that they are making to stop the person who bought the game from playing the fucking game easily. You know, when it comes to like programs, like Apple is good because they make it unnecessary. They make unnecessary clicks less, so it goes straight to the point. If you make it so hard, you have to click here, click there, click there, click, just to get to the point, that means you have failed. That's design 101 when it comes to programming, okay? You program it to be difficult, you're fucked. Nobody's gonna like your program, nobody's gonna use your program. So, I'm talking about the games now. If you make it so difficult to play the fucking game, that means it's epic fail already. Nobody likes your company, you're fucked. It's the same with Origins. Everybody likes Steam client, no problem. We can play games there because it's easy. I heard a lot of rumors that Origins by Ubisoft or Ubi Play or some kind of company is terrible, so it makes the game slower, makes your computer slower, something like that. It's always like online and stuff, so it's difficult. So back then, do they have some kind of circular thing? I remember back then it's Dungeons and Dragons and the Curse of Ang something, A-N-A short. Double Dragon series. Not Double Dragon, sorry, Double Dragon is the arcade. Dungeons and Dragons and some other space. D&D is a D&D, either it's a space D&D or it's a medieval D&D. Whew, back then so many games, man. I want to make videos about the past, past games that I played. But some of the games I don't remember actually. There's one game that I really wanted to find. I think it's an arcade game. That arcade game was either played in Woolly or in Ipoh Swimming Club, where you got two characters facing each other. This one character has to go like that. It's like the guy with armor with a sword, and the armor gets chipped away. So there are female combatants on the other side, the enemy. You chip, you chip her armor off, you get sea breasts already. That game, I don't remember what's the name of it. The graphics were okay for that time. It was pixelated, of course, back in the 80s and 90s, but damn, this type of mechanic where you chip away the enemy's armor and suddenly exposes the breast of the Amazonian or whatever, that's top notch, man. But I don't remember the name. It's not a figment of my imagination. I remember playing or seeing people play the game because back in the day, I do not spend money. I'm very kiasu, or I don't like to spend money when I was younger. So 20 cents is too much already for the arcade. So I love to see people play games. Like I love to see porn or see people have sex in front of me. I get off on that. Still looking for the elusive WhatsApp group for swingers. If you know any, let me know. In Kuala Lumpur, not in America. America should be a lot, but in Kuala Lumpur, swingers. That means no strings attached, beautiful girls, fuck, no STDs hopefully, and no baggage, okay? And no crazies, okay? Both men and females. I'm not going for the men, I'm going for females, okay? No crazy females. Crazy as in gets attached, you're fucked. Do crazy stuff like stalk you, fucked. I want WhatsApp group swingers or fuckables. Just girls looking for a good fuck. No strings attached. Don't ask them about their marital status because they don't want you to know. And just for a good time. And if possible, maybe buy a nice dinner and get a good hotel or come to your place for a nice fucky. No dollar. Free to play. So back then, fuck the games. So the booklet will come with a circular thing. You have to cut it off. It's on not a paper, but it's on a card because you're going to use it a lot. There are small little holes. That means the game, when it's booted up, it'll tell you a specific thing, a symbol. Normally it's a symbol, some Egyptian symbol, blah blah blah. Then you have to match with the two circular things, one on top of the other. One is smaller than the other circle. So you move it around, then suddenly in the small little holes there will be some words or numbers or alphabets. So from there, when you match the hieroglyphs together, then you got the password already. Then you put a password into the game, then you get to play the game. See how difficult it was back then just to play a fucking game. You had to play twisty with that two circular thing. Oh god. This vlog is about Gundams. Fuck. So the problem with Gundams is why I buy Gundams. The reason why I buy Gundams, and there's 1,000 ringgit worth of Gundams, not the original. Two of them are original, but most of it is all from China, because China is cheaper, 1/3 or half the price of the original product. Of course, the original product is the best version. Plastic is better. Plastic is better, harder, stronger. Fuck, is it death metal? Is it? No, punk death. Death punk. Death punk. Stronger, better, fucker, fucker. So why do I buy Gundams? I buy Gundams because I know back then I have a lot of time, so it's a time waster. It's an expensive hobby. Yes, very expensive hobby. Problem with me now, catch 22, is I have no time, but I still collect. So what the fuck? I should have the time, but I spend all my time watching YouTube and doing my videos and going out to events. So getting drunk, your whole day will be dead already. The next day or so you don't have a mood because you have a hangover. So this is the Gundam dilemma. Sorry about that, it just went off rails and went to something else, reminiscing of the past. So the Gundam dilemma, how to solve it? No solving. Why buy? You know why you buy stuff? Because you have the itch. Once you have collected the goddamn thing, you have it in your bed. I know it's a weird place to put it, but you look at the state of that room. The bed, the queen bed is taking up all of the space, so it's hard to store those shit. I have to bring it back to Ipoh. That's my storeroom. So when you have bought the thing, you won't have the itch anymore of wanting to have it, because you like girls, you want to fuck, then you want to forget. Fuck and forget. You don't want to marry, okay? That's a lot of baggage, a lot of problems, a lot of financial commitment that will drown you in debt and you die a poor person. So you want to buy it, you want to own something. That's why you buy and you forget about it. Gundams is supposed to be enjoyable, not collectible. But this is a dilemma that's faced by Gundam collectors out there. They don't build it, they just buy it, and they this is like a black hole. They don't intend to do this. They want to build it, but they don't have time because they have an occupation, they have work, no time. This is a time commitment type of hobby. You have to like take out the runners, cut it up, blah blah blah, put it together, pose it, take a photograph, forget about it, put it on the shelf. Let it dust collect. That's the nature of this hobby. It's very addictive. Of course, you look at me, I'm addicted to Gundams like I'm addicted to pretty girls. Normally, people are addicted to the opposite sex. Unless you are a deviant, a sexual deviant, then you're attracted to your same sex. Hashtag no homo. So Gundams, lovely time sink, supposed to be, if you invest your time into it. Lovely money sink, unfortunately for me. But I love Gundams from China, so it's half or 1/3 of the price of original Gundams. But that's all I wanted to say. There are people who are quite sick, and sometimes you find that people want to like get rid of their Gundams because they have collected so much. The storeroom is full of it. They don't have time to build it. They might have lost interest in it, so they want to sell their shit. Hopefully at a very cheap price, 1/3 of the price. Bandai products, 1/3 of the fucking price, similar to the ones you get from China. That would be great shit. Let me know, because I love to buy cheap shit, especially from Bandai. See ya. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and fuck all. Sayonara, bye bye.